What is up, guys? Welcome to Barrookie. In today's video, we're going to make the Buster Sword from Final Fantasy. Are you ready? Let's go! So lately, I've been into clubbing, and when I saw Juji Mufu play around with the Buster Sword with Brian Shaw, my ego got in the way. I saw the Buster Sword being bastard. The Buster Sword has more detail than that video from Juji Mufu Meets the Eye because it has a lot more detail. Boom, just period. All they had was a plank with some holes in, a handle, and maybe the blade, but it didn't have the lines. And I was like, yeah, I need to do this. I need to make a better Buster Sword. And that is what I set out to do, and that is what we're going to show you in today's video. So, grab yourself some coffee, get yourself a notebook, and let's start building. So I got everything laid out here. Boom. You can pause the video. These are the steps. We're going to go over them. These are the measurements. Pause, take a screenshot, do whatever. The first thing we need to do is determine the length of our Buster Sword. So I saw Juji Mufu working that sword. So I thought, hey, his length is like perfect. So let me get that length as well. I just took a video where he was standing like this. I extrapolated the ratio of the sword to his height. And then I looked up how big Juji Mufu was. Turns out he's 1.80 meters. I'm also 1.80 meters. And that means that the Buster Sword is 1.60 meters. So 1.60 meters from the handle to the tip. That's what we're going for. And that is actually, the way I hold it here, a very good size. The next thing we need to do is make our base construction. And for that I used 12mm thick plywood. I had a plank of plywood that was 12mm thick, and that was 2 meters by 44 centimeters. So perfect to make a Buster Sword. So I cut it in the middle, so I had one long strip, and that I glued together in order to get a thickness of 24 millimeters, and that's what we're seeing here. So there are chamfers on there, but the full thickness is 24 millimeters. The idea is that we have the handle and the blade out of one piece. That is the whole idea. Everything in one piece will probably not break, and especially if you're using plywood. The problem now is if you want to continue building, yeah, that stops a little bit, because 24 hours we have to wait in order for this to dry, to be secure and one solid thing. Now, luckily for us, there is some thicker detail, like the guard and the handle is actually a little bit thicker. So what I did was, while main blade was drying, I made the guard and the handle. We made basically two T's that would be placed on either side of the blade. That makes this thing, this part, a little bit thicker, and that makes the handle also a nice, good, grippy piece of material. can lay that aside because for now we don't need that. And we can make the details. So this thing in a lot of reference material is also sticking out, as you can see here, right? Don't mind the roughness of it. But this is made in 3 layers. So this is also a 12 millimeter piece of plywood. I cut it out like this. It's 16 by 8 centimeters. I rounded out the edges and then I routed out this detail. So this is one layer and then we have a thinner layer that goes here and then this detail is also part of it. So we routed everything out. So this is one chunk with the details routed out. The holes, we don't mind about that. We just wait for that.
The next morning.
So I cut the point. Also, because we have the T's, I can cut the handle out of the big plank. Okay, so now that we have that, it's time to do some routing details. So the blade, I made a chamfer, and the back of the sword, I rounded out. The advantage of this here being separate from the guard is that I could go all the way here with my chamfers. I could go all the way to the side. Boom, because nothing was interfering. This was not there yet. I also rounded out the handle so that it feels nice and round, and so it doesn't have hard corners. Once we did that, it's time for the most difficult and tedious part, and that is these cool lines. But I think if we don't have them, it's such a shame. It's such a shame. I tried to find myself a reference material where the lines were very clear, very solid, and I drew them based upon the measures that I have here. So you draw all the lines, boom, boom, boom. Fun fact, these are all perpendicular, so that's easier, okay? So yeah, once we have all of that, we can start routing them out. So the way I routed this is with a pointy bit. I made a slanted jig where I could press my router against, and then we followed the lines. So you just have to align the tip with the pencil marks, and then I just try to do it as best as possible. Now here and there you see some parts where I missed, but actually on camera it looks freaking good. All of this routing is done before the detail is added, because then you have a flat surface where your router can glide over, and that is perfect. It's like it was meant to be. The guard. So we have the guard. I put on the guard to the blade. I screwed it on first, so just to see how it fits, just to make sure that everything is nice. And then once everything fits, it's time to glue up everything. So I didn't glue here, because I knew I would have these bolts here. I just glued up the tip here, and I made some screws here in the handle to make it secure. So now we have the guard and the handle attached to the blade. This is something that I also attached to it. Boom, boom, shazoom. Very nice. And then it was time to drill the big holes. And these holes are 42 millimeters, maybe a little bit on the bigger side, but I don't think that is really a problem as you see the blade like this. The detail here, this bumpy detail, yeah. Okay, so basically these are tiny, tiny strips of wood that I used just to make that guard detail a little bit more nice, right? I glue this up, but obviously glue is not really sufficient for such a small detail, so I used tiny little nails to nail this one to the wood, and I think it came out very nicely. It's time to give it a coat of paint. So the coating that I used was dark gray, because in most of the reference materials you see the blade being a darker piece of gray, right? Most replicas are black, but I thought, hey, why not go a little bit more exact, and why not go with some gunmetal gray? And I think it looks awesome. And make sure that you also go into the hole here. I was playing around with this with and without the paint, and I saw that the tip was already breaking off, because the typical pose that you see is with the tip of the blade on the floor, right? So I got a little angle bracket. I bended it to the angle of the blade, and that protects the tip very nicely. To the next part, and that is the blade, the shiny part, right? So that I made by using some tape, some painter's tape. Basically just put the painter's tape where it needs to go, make sure that the tip here is nice, boom, 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 put the painter's tape, spray on the metallic coating, and then it will look a lot more like a blade. Now keep in mind, this is wood, so the painter's tape is not super perfect, right? Even though you don't really see it that much here on camera. But here, for example, boom, a little bit of these imperfections, but that's all good and dandy. That's all good and dandy. We're just making this to please our ego, and I think my ego is pleased with this epic sword. Then there's only one thing or two things left to do. The bolts, bolt them through. Make sure you buy bolts that are the exact length so you don't have to cut anything off. And then the handle. The handle is basically from the gymnastic rings that I bought. I had this one left over, so I wrapped it around. Gives it a nice pop of color. Not super accurate, but I think I like the color of it. And what I also like about it is that the wood grain turns out so nicely. Look at that wood grain. It gives it a detail to the blade that's very specific for this blade, and it looks freaking amazing. This is my Buster sword. I am planning on making some videos about this, trying out some moves, trying not to hit my ankle because it hurts like hell if you hit a nerve. But yeah, man, as you can see, I'm very excited. You would think that this is all easy because it's just a plank with some holes and some details on it, but everything has to come together. Every step has to fit together in order to have this, in order to get to the outcome. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope you got something out of it. Let me know in the comments down below if you are going to make a Buster sword like this. And let me also know what details I missed or what I can add to the sword. Maybe some gems. Here, boom, lighting them up. Whoa! I don't know. I guess I have to close it off this video. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope you got something out of it. And I guess I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Whooshing!